Hey, I'm Breadboy, and today I'm going to be reviewing a replay that was sent in by Tilt. Tilt is looking for advice on how to generally improve, become more consistent, and also to have me point out any mistakes for him. So let's start the replay and have a look. So at this kickoff here, you don't really need to be pushing up this much since both of your teammates are going for the ball. When both of your teammates go for the ball like this, it can lead to unexpected first touches that can go directly towards your net at high speeds. So it's something to be wary of. And also, in addition here, as you can see, your teammate over here, he got the boost that was over here after kickoff. So he really doesn't need this boost here. So in this spot here, I'd recommend you go and grab this when you were on your way back from following that kickoff there so that you can get it yourself. So in this spot, after you hit it, you really shouldn't be using up all this boost, since from your current position, you're not going to be able to beat the enemy player Dom or Majin here, since they're both closer to it than you. So it's just kind of an unneeded use of boost there. So once you're rotating back here, it's important that you realize that there's a lot of space between the enemy, the ball, and you. Once you realize that you have the space, you should be rotating to your corner on the left side here and grabbing this full boost canister right next to you. If you would have rotated into this boost canister here, it would have put you in a favorable position if the ball comes your way, and I believe it does come your way soon after you pass away from it. Yeah, so around here, if you grab that boost, you would have had boost to 50-50 Dom in this corner here, giving you more control over the play. And then also around here, when you're going to net, you didn't fully turn around to face the enemy and the ball. Instead, you stopped and started to reverse. So you should be holding your handbrake button to drift more into the net here. If you hold it and keep turning your car to the right, you should be able to make a full turn in this situation. And being backwards in this spot is really dangerous, and it almost resulted in a goal. So when you're rotating in like this, you want to make sure your car is turned and facing the outside of the net like this. That's the ideal spot for you to be right here. And also I kind of want to bring to light something I mentioned a little earlier in this play here. So as you saw there, you didn't really have enough boost to take care of the ball once it flew over your net again there. So this is also related to you not picking up the 100% boost that I mentioned earlier. This kind of snowballed you into not having boost to use for the rest of the defensive play. So it's important that when you see the opportunity to do so, that you go and grab boost. This opportunity could be you seeing the enemy leaving space between you and them while not looking at the goal, or it could be your teammates having a solid defense, giving you the opportunity to quickly get boost. Another time you should be getting boost as well is when you're leaving the enemy half. It's important to take as much boost from the enemy as possible on their half, but you also want to make sure that you aren't taking a boost that your teammates need as well. So it's keeping both of those things in mind that will really help you in at least the boost half of the game. So I want to talk about since like the beginning of this play at kickoff. I just want to point out that it's pretty great that everything you did here, you followed rotations and waited patiently for a lot of the stuff that happened here, and not many people do that at your rank. So um, it seems your rotations are pretty good, at least in this game from what I saw further on as well. So just something I'd like to point out that you're doing really well here. So once you get put into the spot here, based on your flip that you did here, I'm going to assume that you're not comfortable with half flipping at this point. Half flipping is something that's not that difficult for you to actually practice in like free play or anything. It can give you a lot more flexibility in the plays that you make, and had you half flipped in this situation, you could have gone straight back into that mill boost and drove on immediately. Just half flips, yeah, they give you a lot more flexibility in the plays you're making during your games. It'll naturally make you a bit faster. So I'll leave a tutorial on how to learn how to do half flips in the description of the video if you don't know how to do them already. So I'd say that in this situation, it may benefit you to practice some clears from the wall in this exact spot or in other similar spots. So I'll link a wall clear training pack in the description for you to work on if you'd like. In this spot specifically here, the way you should be going about this is once you see the ball is going up like this, that means you need to get up on the wall as soon as you can. And you probably want to take this path here and try to meet the ball, probably like around like here-ish. And then you want to hit it with the right corner of your car here and be aiming for the ball's left side here. That should clear it in this direction for you. So I just want to kind of quickly go over that I liked the amount of speed you put into this play here. After you saw that all three enemies were committed, you're really quick to get on the ball and go for a shot opportunity. So it's really good to recognize plays like that are available to you. So I think instead of going to goal here, since you're further ahead and your teammate's looking forwards into your own goal, he's likely not going to turn around and go for this. So you and your other teammate, being the ones who are currently more forward on your side of the pitch, it's important for you to go for this ball that's bouncing off the wall as soon as possible, so that Clicker, your teammate, can get to goal and rotate his car to get in position for a save if it comes his way. Now, the situation that's going to follow here is a bit tricky. So many people may think to head back to the goal to defend, just going straight there, but it's actually much more beneficial for you to go to your corner boost, since you can see that you have a teammate in the back over here who's going to have this full boost canister he's grabbing here, and he's going to head straight to goal with it to defend. And then there's this full canister here as well that I think that you should go and take in this scenario, so that way you have two defenders that would be full on boost. So as you can see here, not getting that corner boost also led to a pretty bad defensive situation for you, since you don't have any boost to go up for any of these balls that are popped high on the goal. If one was popped underneath the crossbar, it would have most likely been out of your reach. This just seems like a mechanical error. I'm sure it doesn't happen too often. Just try to be a bit more accurate on your kickoff here. So at 317 here, you never really want to turn away from the ball like this. Had the ball been hit towards you in some way and you were turned away like this, it's going to lead to a really difficult save since your car is facing away from the ball. Instead of turning like this to reposition, instead try to follow this line I'll draw here for you. So once you're here and you see your teammate right here, and I think he decides to leave it here, what you should probably do is try to go backwards and then use your handbrake to turn your car so it's facing like this. So like reversing and using your handbrake to turn like that will face you towards the ball and put you in a better position. So since we just saw a clicker go behind you here, oh, I think I have my game crash. Let me reload this real quick. I'm gonna have to reload the game. Give me a moment. But as you saw in that spot there, while I reload this, clicker was kind of rotating behind you into a defensive position. And the ball was up on the wall and there was an enemy player up on there. So since clicker was in a defensive position there, you have the opportunity to go for the enemy up on the wall quickly to prevent him from having control on the ball. Let's go back to clicker at that time. I think it's 327. Yeah, so as you can see, this is from clicker's point of view. He's in a defensive spot here. So if you want, you can try to go up and try to disrupt Luca here instead of turning away. And that would prevent him from carrying this a little bit into your half and creating a dangerous situation here. So I just want to kind of point out here that he did a nice job of cutting into the ball to get a better angle. You were close to hitting it at the ideal spot. Let's try to look here. So I believe you kind of hit it a bit more to the right of the ball. Yeah, so here you want your car to be positioned more. Oops, let me pull this up. You don't really want your car necessarily like on this much on the ball here because it's going to cause it just to like go up straight up your wall. And what you want to do is you kind of want to take it to the right. So the best way to do that is to hit it more with this half of your car here. It'll cause it to go to the right, and it'd be much easier for you to clear. And it'll also allow your teammates to not have to worry about the ball when it falls. So as soon as you landed here, a good idea would be to look for your teammates and see who's where. If you saw your teammate who was in goal in a defending position, you could have rotated to your side's 100% boost canister to recover and then back up your teammate soon after, since you don't have much boost to attempt to block in this position here. So instead of flipping here, probably would have been better to go for the boost that's right over here. So rotating here immediately instead of driving midfield like this. Instead, just go back like there. All right, that's the game. So all in all, I can say your ability to rotate was great for most of the game. Something I noticed often was the lack of boost management and control. I didn't often see you starving the enemy for boost in their half or getting boost when you needed it. I also saw a few situations where you used boost when it was unnecessary. I also noticed a few instances where you seemed uncomfortable in the defensive position when the enemy was pushing. In these spots, I think it would be best for you to notice when your teammates have the ability to defend and try disrupting the enemy in some way. So an example of this disrupting the enemy would be taking boost near your side to prevent the enemy from continuously taking your boost to starve you guys with boost. You taking this would also force them away from your side of the pitch to go get boost on their half. I also noticed that you seem to be a bit more hesitant on the walls, specifically one of the wall clears that we saw earlier. So I recommend that you try out the training pack that I'll put in the description for wall clears / wall plays to work on this mechanic. And then also, speaking of mechanics, working on learning half flipping if you don't know half flipping already, as it can really help you become more flexible in your play. So that's it. If you have any questions for me, just don't hesitate to send me a Discord direct message. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.